Thank you. Sorry. Great to see you.
chuck a pound on it. Chunks.
Genocide!
That's got to be there, right? And that is no ceasefire, no vote, no So we have a huge and growing group of independent councillors, councillors who've left Labour, and councillors who've stood as independent.
There was only passive reference to loss of innocent lives of both Israelis and Palestinians, with no mention that Israel is bombing and killing Palestinians. The statement said, "We fully support," and already killed over 8,000 Palestinians by that point, over 3,000 of them children. Anyone not blinded by Zionism could see that Israel was clearly not obeying international law. It was flattening Gaza and committing genocide. There was, of course, no call for a ceasefire in that statement drafted for Bristol Labour Group. When I and some other Labour councillors refused to agree to this dreadful statement, it was dropped, thankfully. Following this, I set up a petition to the council calling for a ceasefire, which rapidly got thousands of signatures through the support of brilliant activists in Bristol. By the time I was ready to present the petition at a council meeting in December, nearly 20,000 Palestinians had been killed, 8,000 of them children. Labour was still refusing to call for a ceasefire, so at the end of my speech, I resigned from Labour.
Frankly, we place no confidence in the so-called international community. We place no confidence in the United Nations or in the world powers, and certainly not this government based down the road here. They are a disgrace and will be condemned by history for their role in this slaughter the past couple of days. Have they learned nothing from history? They have sought to turn country after country into a hellhole, and we have seen their failed policies in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Syria, in Libya and elsewhere. And people across the world will condemn them forever for their role in destroying lives and destroying countries. Their policy is one of failure, and our aim, our agenda has to be built to build an alternative. If we can have no confidence in the governments of the world, we have to build a movement ourselves, a movement from below, of ordinary people, of workers and youth here in Britain and internationally, to set an alternative agenda, to say that we stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people against the war crimes of the Israeli government. But we have to build more. We have to build towards direction.
And now his son, killed by Israeli bombs and drones. I want us to send our condolences to him and what remains of his family and his colleagues who've seen, even today now, have come under attack again.
Today's great journalists, please welcome Gary Young.
Thank you. Free! 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 Thank you. When I was 16, 17, I used to come just over there, outside, the poets and the artists and the universities, the flattened universities. They told the story of how Jews and Arabs lived in that area together as peacefully as anywhere else. At one stage, they told the stories about Palestinians and victims of Israeli aggression. But brothers and sisters and brothers and fathers and uncles and brothers and scoundrels and everything that everybody else might be. And when they kill those journalists, they killed those stories, the words of Papa. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!
Thank you. If I could start by thanking all of you and all of the speakers and the organisers of this amazing event today as part of the global action for Palestine today, to echo the words that Lindsay just expressed about Tom Herndl. He died 20 years ago today. He was a young man from my part of North London who went to Gaza to try to prevent house demolitions and to save children's lives. He was shot whilst carrying children to a place of safety while their homes were under armed attack by the Israeli Defense Force. And he was shot dead and died a short time later when eventually the life support system had to be turned off. His family obviously grieved for him forever. Sadly, Tom was one of many people who were shot in the West Bank, in Gaza, on the Golan Heights, in so many other places. We remember all of them and that act of solidarity that he mounted. And we're now in a position where there are global rallies in support of the people of Gaza because of what they're going through. We are bearing witness here today in Trafalgar Square, as we are on all the streets of London and all the other cities around the world where there are demonstrations today. And next week there will be demonstrations in our localities. I'll be personally in Birmingham, but they'll be all over the country next weekend. Some people say, well, what's the point of going on a demonstration? I stood in this square many times over many years, campaigning for that building over there, South Africa House, to be changed from representing the evils of racist apartheid South Africa, where young black activists were shot dead by the South African police, where there was the Group Areas Act, there was the Pass Act, and there were so many people, including Nelson Mandela, in prison. We stood here year after year demanding Mandela's release, demanding the end of apartheid. It happened because of the bravery of the people of South Africa, in particular the uprisings in Soweto and the other townships. South Africa is now repaying all of that solidarity tenfold, 20-fold, 30-fold by their actions this week in taking a case to the International Court of Justice, charging the state of Israel and its armed forces with committing acts of genocide by their collective punishment and expulsion of the people of Gaza. And they presented, I was there for it in the ICJ, they presented the most brilliant, detailed, passionate, logical, compelling case. Quoting senior Israeli politicians who had said there were no innocents in Gaza, everybody in Gaza was guilty, the population had to be reduced by 90% and ordered that continual bombardment. Other countries joined in the South African application, particularly Brazil, Bolivia, Colombia and the League of Arab States. I asked the British government to join in the application. They refused, they declined and said it was an application without merit. Others supported the case. Over 300 prominent people in Israel supported the case against the Israeli government. Congratulations to them and to all those in Israel that are speaking out against the bombardment. That case was compellingly put. A decision will be made. The interim request from South Africa was that the court demand an urgent and immediate ceasefire. I don't know when that decision will be made. I hope it's very soon, and I hope a longer judgment will appear after that. But if you think your demonstration and your activity doesn't amount to anything and doesn't mean anything, think again. When all of us stood here all those years fighting against apartheid, it didn't seem like an easy prospect that this minority fascist regime in South Africa, propped up by the United States and many others, would fall very easily. It didn't fall easily, but it did go. Solidarity is an incremental process. Every time you go on a demonstration, it changes somebody else's mind. That somebody else joins in and changes somebody else's mind. And so it goes on. It grows and it grows. And there's a kind of parallel universe, I find, discussing the issues, Gaza and Palestine, with people on the streets, with the kind of cynical, triangulist, appalling conversations I have with members of Parliament who just wish it would all go away and people would stop bothering them and demand that they call a ceasefire. Well, if they're complaining about being bothered for their constituents demanding a ceasefire, bring it on! Make it louder! Keep it going! Because that is the way we will bring about some serious and real change. The ICJ presentation by South Africa was superb, and they should be very proud of what they did.